Ahoy, landlubbers! It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking, and welcome to what should probably be our final installment of Full Throttle Remastered. Last Saturday, we started playing this game. It's a classic from my childhood, sort of late childhood, I guess, but it's nostalgic enough that it counts. I gave like a brief summary of my experience with this game last week, where uh, growing up, my siblings and I and my father to a lesser extent had all been interested in point and click adventure games and their puzzles and their stories, and you know why I continue to play those types of games to this day is that they're very appealing to me. And we got like a sampler pack that had like a bunch of LucasArts games, like titles that were pretty well known, recently released at the time. And then there had been a demo for Full Throttle, and I waited eagerly for this game. And when it finally came out, you better believe I finished this game with all of my might, because I was not very good at adventure games until, what year is it? Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll be good at them. Um, but it's been a lot of fun to revisit it. As we've gone over at great length, one of the unique features of this game is that you can attempt to use mouth on everything. For some reason, chat doesn't seem to agree with me that this needs to be done, but I'm going to tell you what, that's definitely going to keep happening. So the story so far, it's been really difficult to summarize it. I've tried to do it a couple times during last week's stream. It is one of like the weak points, I think, in the Full Throttle experience, is just that like the plot's like a bit of a stretch in general. But so we play as Ben, maybe Ben Throttle. As I said last week, I like tried to look up just like a summary of the plot to sort of explain it to chat, and it describes the main character as Ben Throttle, and I don't think that's stated even once in the game. It's pretty much just known as Ben, the leader of a biker gang known as the Polecats. And basically there's two executives from the last remaining motorcycle company and the weird hover car future in which we find ourselves. Uh, and they're having a disagreement about how the company should be run. And the sketchier one, played by Mark Hamill, uh, decides to make a power grab. He kills the other executive, and then coerces our biker gang into like acting as his protection, and um I don't know, I guess sort of leveraging the motorcycle business as sort of like to look out for their beloved motorcycles or something. It's not really made entirely clear why your biker gang is so easily coerced to the dark side, but we've been sort of following a trail of destruction, trying to make our way to that executive to prove he committed that crime, and then to make sure that someone who actually respects the sanctity of motorcycles takes over the company to save the day, is more or less what we're going with. We've found ourselves quite close in proximity to the end of the game, where we've found the headquarters for that company and their adjacent motorcycle stadium thing. And we're sort of looking for an entrance and a plan. I don't think we really have a plan at this point as the character. Jason! Um, but the last thing we did at the end of the last stream is that we managed to raid the souvenir stand at the sports stadium of whatever description, and we obtained a 12 pack, a value pack of robotic bunnies. And let's just say there's a content warning that these bunnies are going to do a lot of work to help us out, and unfortunately, it's not going to end super well for them. Jason. I feel like you need hyphen T. Adjacent, but I appreciate the crap out of that. As when you stare into the blackness of motor oil, it stares back. I couldn't agree more, Alcadius, and that is why we must pick up on this Saturday, December the 11th, by playing this game. Oh, look at that. It didn't have to cut to black. And also, when I was setting up for the stream tonight, I realized that I forgot to adjust the camera last night, and that I was covering all the tactics points in Wintermore Tactics Club. And no one even pointed that out. These must be things only Vasco thinks about. So let's go ahead and turn on that song everyone loves. Here you go. Here you go, everyone. I think we have to load from the minefield. Oh, we're at 63%. I thought we saved at 53%. Did I somehow complete 10% of the game by saving it? That a thing that happened? So our current location is here in Minefield, as the save file would have you know. And I believe it's not made like extremely clear why you want to cross the minefield, I think, until you've done it. But I think when we approached the area we're currently in, I don't exactly know what to call this. But like, here's where we are. The minefield is by this like rock structure. Gosh, that sound effect seems needlessly loud considering how low I've tweaked all the volume settings. But yeah, so like here's Corley Motors, the corporate headquarters. Down this way is the stadium I alluded to, and then up
I don't
this
walk.
way. Back on the bike. Up this way where we just started from. Is this sort of mountain hideout guarded by a minefield. And when we drove up here, or when we had some interaction shortly after getting here, he alluded to the fact that this was actually a hideout for a biker gang known as the Vultures. Yet if the game has given us specific information about what's unique about the Vultures, we had cavefish, I think were the ones last time, who like wore special goggles to like hide stuff on the road. Hey, Critwitch, welcome to the stream. I have to issue a content warning, especially with someone new coming in.
It's a whole box of those furry things.
We have ourselves a big box of very good rabbit toys, and unfortunately we're going to do something unsavory with them. They're going to help us cross this minefield. Now, if I recall correctly, there's actually a quirk to this, where if you don't pick up a bunch of these bunnies, they all sort of blow up at once, and it doesn't really solve your problem. I don't know how many you need to successfully...
No.
But I think you kind of want them to go one at a time, and this is something that took me, like, absolutely forever to work out. Because it's, like, not intuitive at all. I like that the music stops when all the bunnies are gone. Alright, next bunny. I don't know why that one's going that way. That doesn't help. That doesn't seem helpful. It's true. I feel like Ice Bunny would be deeply traumatized by the solution to this puzzle. And I hope that by mentioning Ice Bunny multiple times, we have not summoned her. I don't think you actually need to get, like, all the way across the screen, but I don't remember the precise... I just remember this being an absolute hassle to figure out, because I think what I did the first time is that I just sort of, like, dropped the box, and then they all went, and then they started exploding, and I was very upset about it. And then, like, I still hadn't solved the puzzle, because they all kind of just, like, found the same landmine, and it was just not helpful. And then I think if you do that, like, it generates another box of rabbits back at the stadium, and you just have to, like, trick the guy again and get more of them. But, like, I couldn't figure out what I did wrong because, well, this, like, makes a certain amount of sense. It's not clear why the game would even let you just send them all out in one cluster.
No.
I'll get as far out as possible before dropping them, as I'm starting to run low on them, I think. I mean, I think this is an interesting puzzle. I wish, like, some of the details were a little clearer without trial and error. I'm not sure if we're gonna get all the way there. Only one way to find out. Wow, that one was very close, huh? Oh, okay. I found it.
That's the guy I was telling you about, Susie.
You sure?
Yeah, that's the guy who killed my father.
All right, vultures, rack
Now-
them up.
Hold on a moment. Oh, okay.
Let's rip him quick.
Listen, Mo, you're making a big mistake.
Oh, Ben, you're right. We shouldn't do this quickly. We should draw this out, don't you think, Susie?
Hey, I got all night. You heard her, kids. Let's draw this out.
Your father was killed by Ripburger because we literally saw him do it.
Your father.
Don't you dare talk about my father, you heartless bastard.
I see. Well, okay, well, if we're not supposed to talk about her father... Nope, they're pretty much all like that. How about one that appeals to her?
Malcolm once.
I said shut up about my dad.
Yes, I mean, this doesn't feel like this is going well. Well, she's told me not to talk about her father twice, but I'm feeling pretty good about trying it a third time.
Corley and I.
I said shut up about my dad.
You know what? It turns out I was wrong about that.
I'm innocent.
You're in something, all right.
That's a zinger. Alright, no, we're good. I think that's enough torturing me
Okay,
for now.
that's enough.
Not quite.
The audio balance of this game could use some work. We're currently at -1. I'm gonna tweak this in the software. Alright, someone remind me to fix that when we're done with this scene. It's just a little too loud.
I'm losing my temper, Marine.
And you're about to lose much more.
No, I mean, I think I'm still gonna have all my pieces. Well, someone's gonna have all my pieces. But basically, I'm not going to lose much. Well, I guess I'll lose my life. That's probably not great, huh?
Let me go, or else.
Or else what?
Or else... Well... I mean, in fairness, if she doesn't let me go, I'm definitely going to get blood all over her driveway.
I'll get blood all over your driveway.
That's good for the landscaping, actually.
What are we growing here?
Let me go, or else.
Or else what?
I mean, maybe if we hurt her feelings, like maybe she's tough, but maybe emotionally is where she's vulnerable.
I'll call you names.
Ooh, like what?
Oh, So mink farmer is a reference to her uncle. We found his weird mink farm along our journey of discovery to get here. Freaky toaster-loving old maid. She did indicate that her one true love was, for toasters. Like, she'd given up on doing more elaborate repairs and had a fondness for toasters now. This one's just insulting her biker gang, I think. But this one here, number 2, when we had a conversation with her dad, he said that he used to call his daughter the diaper dynamo because she was such a savant at fixing things. So this is an appeal to her emotions. We are going to attack her emotions directly and see how that plays out.
Diaper Dynamo.
How? How'd you hear that name?
Your father. He told me just before he died.
I'd love it if she cut you off again. I told you not to talk about my father.
Talked about old times.
I didn't kill him. Ripburger did. A photographer took pictures, but her camera was stolen by the same thug that came after you.
I still have that roll.
Well, develop it, would you? While I still fit in my clothes?
Okay, you stay here.
Hey,
Come on. That doesn't seem right.
Sorry.
yeah, well, don't sweat it.
I'm gonna get Ripburger even if I die trying.
No, we have to expose Ripburger at the shareholders meeting.
We gotta remember to fix
we
it.
take him down, we save my gang, and your father gets his dying wish. You take over Corley Motors.
Ripburger canceled the shareholders meeting. He made a statement to the press that there'd be no meeting until the murderers were brought to justice.
So, no shareholders meeting until we're both dead?
That's gonna complicate
That
things.
could be arranged.
Okay, so here we go. Faking Ben and Maureen's death. Act 1, Scene 1. Adrian Ripburger, in a desperate attempt to lure our Maureen out of hiding, has developed the following lame-ass scheme. First prize at tonight's smash-up derby is a vintage hardtail that Mo restored with her dad. Rip hopes Mo will try to nab said bike on account of her sentimental attachment to
I
it.
gotta tell you, if
So
you're
Ben and
just
Mo
picking
play
up
along,
at
put
the
on
start of this stream,
disguises,
that sentence
and
was
enter
very
the
confusing.
demolition derby, which ends tragically when their cars explode and both are presumed dead.
Question.
Please save your questions until the end. Now, the explosives in Mo's car can only be triggered by a head-on collision with Ben's car. This
seems
ejector seat
specific.
projects Mo clear of the explosion, and she parachutes to safety.
Don't you think someone will notice her ejecting out of her car?
No, they'll all be watching you running around on fire.
Yeah, that's another question I have.
When
Save the
your car
questions till the end.
explodes, you climb from it in flames and run around the stadium distracting the audience. In your cute little asbestos suit, of course.
Wait,
That's
more
some
questions.
plan.
All right, then. Let's go blow you little darlings up.
All right, folks. Hang on to your chili dogs, cause it's time to start. The Corley Motors Smashatorium Amateur Driver Ultimate Destruction Maximum Carnage Marathon. Let's meet our crash cage gladiators. That mysterious-looking hooded figure wouldn't give us his real name. He prefers
I'm sure
to be
it's
known
Racer
as
X.
The Unknown Avenger. And that's just fine with us, isn't it, folks?
I like that one of the sponsors
Now I'm
is
just
Blue Guy.
embarrassed for them. Who do they think they're fooling with those ludicrous disguises?
And next to him is
A little
another
short for a
masked newcomer.
stormtrooper, huh?
Please give a big Smashatorium salute to the
Her name
Princess
is
of Pile-
Doreen.
Doreen Schmorley.
I don't think they suspect anything.
Sick 'em.
And finally, we have a last-minute addition to the lineup tonight.
His name is Murderizer.
The Boom Boom Brothers.
Try and get away now, you bicycle boy.
All right now, are you ready to see some reckless driving? Are you ready to see some unnecessarily violent destruction?
Ooh, unnecessary
Then
violence.
let the Demolition Derby begin.
Alright, do you like it? Okay, so it feels like, even though all of the settings are the same as last week, everything is super duper loud now. So we're gonna turn it down even more. I didn't want to try and do that during the cutscene, because I wasn't sure if this is one of those games where escape will skip the cutscene. Alright, let's see if that's any better. But a few people in chat have sort of indicated that things are indeed confusing. So let's try and go over this just real quick for some of the who've showed up a little bit late. So, we witnessed the murder of, what's his first name? Corley, the guy who owns the motorcycle company. And we know that the guy who was just muttering to himself in the control room is the party responsible. We witnessed him murder Corley coming out of a bathroom at a biker bar. But along our journey to try and save our own biker gang from being mixed up in all that drama and probably being exploited by Ripburger, the bad guy in charge, we encountered Maureen, currently known as Doreen Schmorley, and she helped fix up our motorcycle, and we learned that she's like the rightful heir to this motorcycle company. And so now that we tracked her down, sort of accidentally, we've determined that the best thing to do is to fake our deaths so that Ripburger will stop looking for us, and also hold the shareholders meeting that we're hoping to crash so that she can sort of take control of the company by revealing that she is in fact alive. That's more or less our plan. In the interim, we have to fake our deaths, and that means that we have 2 specially rigged cars that, if they run headlong into each other, will create a, like, stunt spectacular explosion and catch my asbestos suit on fire so that I can run around and distract people long enough for her to escape and, you know, hopefully set up to take over the company. Again, if there's a major weakness to this game, it's that its plot is a little bit convoluted. It's not Shakespeare. But will the violence be gratuitous, Critwitch? Yes, I suspect it will be.
Where are you, Ben?
Hang on, Mo. Here I come.
Oh yeah, I do remember the controls being just terrible. They're like tank controls, but for your mouse. So the blue car is the bad guys, the, like, lackeys. And I'm trying to, like, ram the front of yellow car? God, the controls are even worse than I remembered. I, like, specifically remembered bad controls being, like, a significant part of this.
What are you doing? Get over here and nail me.
Well, hang on. I thought we had a plan. It sounded different than that plan. I really don't know how I'm supposed to get around the blue car when the controls are very bad. Like, it's pretty much just non-stop ramming into me. Yeah, we're gonna be here a while, I think. Hey, if you could just come over here, Maureen? Hey, Maureen? If you could meet me halfway? Hey, Maureen? Hey, hey, babe? Hey, sir? Hey, Maureen. Hey, Maureen?
Babe?
Yeah. Yeah, hey, okay.
Babe? Sure.
I mean, okay.
Ben, I can't avoid these other cars forever.
I don't see you avoiding any other cars. I see you,
Babe?
like, avoiding me. As if you've forgotten what the plan is. Gosh, I sure... Is there... No, I can't use the keyboard. I think this is all mouse, and the mouse controls are just awful. Have you ever tried 10 controls on a mouse? Have you ever done that? I don't recommend it. It's very bad. They're not... The controls are very bad. I don't know how to explain it, other than, like... Oh, man. Well, there certainly is violence. There's no denying that there's definitely violence. Let me try
Watch out for the
something.
Boom Boom Brothers, Mo.
Also, these cutaways, they're not helping. The one time he's not trying to chase me is the one time it would have been useful if he was trying to chase me. That seems... Gosh, the AI is very aggressive. You might be able to guess that this is not now, nor has it ever been my favorite part of this game. I remember the controls being less bad than this, and that's remarkable because this is a remaster. So if anything, they should have, you know, cleaned that up a bit.
Babe? Babe?
It does seem like this task would go better if she would, just like help, just like a little bit, like help a little bit. Yeah, so this game originally came... Someone look up the year this first came out. It was like the 90s. I don't recall. I think I knew this last week, but it's been a very eventful week for me, and brain space is just at a premium now. And he won't chase me out of that corner. Oh my god, the controls are so bad. Now it just like won't even go forward. Oh my god, orange car? Orange car, like I almost had a thing going, and then you showed up, and you're not my friend. So this is what the rest of the stream is gonna be, just in case that wasn't clear. It's only this. And I know that you're all looking forward to that. So I won't bother apologizing. I know that you came here for this. I'm kind of close. Oh, no, the physics engine is bad, if it exists at all. It's a really good thing that the game goes out of its way to say that we've rigged the cars to explode when they run directly into each other, ours and Maureen's. Because otherwise, we would just explode constantly. And a funny thing about that, we'll have to revisit that concept later. Just write that down and keep it in your back pocket, would you? Yeah, I remember spending a lot of time doing this back in the day. I feel like you're kind of supposed to, like... I feel like there's supposed to be a trick or something. Oh yeah, the entire plate is just absolutely ridiculous. It's clear that we didn't have, like, a logical plan to sort of transition from Act 2 to Act 3. So we just, like, hand-waved a bunch. Like, yeah, the cars, they'll run into each other and they'll explode, and if anyone else runs into them in this demolition derby, they just won't explode. For reasons. Yeah, one would really hope that we improved this experience a touch, but as you can see, it's this isn't the best part of this game. I think a lot of people were really critical of the fight mechanics that we encountered last week in that canyon road, but this is definitely a lot worse. Okay, I'm gonna take a let's take a quick lap and see if there's something, because there's like a couple ramps and there's like these like oil slicks. I don't think any of them really does all that much. Like, I feel like the point of the ramp is supposed to be able to like jump over blue car, because you can jump over other cars.
That car stalled when I bounced off the roof. Looks like these babies have a glass jaw.
But the problem is that blue car has not responded to any of my efforts to juke him towards this ramp, and he won't leave the corner. Yes, we do currently, if you have any mail, you should direct that to VascoDaGamer, care of this demolition derby. I think the zip code is 1995, the year this game came out. Oh, I do... Okay, so right-click goes back. That might be useful for something. But the problem is, like, in order to, like, stall the blue car, I would need it to just, like, sit under the ramp. And it won't do that. And, like, if I try to go anywhere other than the corner, he just, like, stops, right? Like, he's not chasing me, nor is he attacking her. Which, if the AI was doing that, it would at least, like, kind of present an opportunity to, like, do something clever. So yeah, this is, I mean, this really is going to be the rest of the stream. You know, we started off with, like, 60-something% completion of the game, and I'm really not extremely concerned about filling out a stream, because there's this, and then there's at least one other really dumb thing that we have to do in order to finish this game. But, good golly, are we gonna be here a while. I honestly can't tell if they, like, glitched the AI. I feel like you were supposed to be able to lure the blue car into some sort of ramp trap, and now that's just, like, not possible? if it is possible, it requires... Oh my god, the controls are so bad. The problem is, even if I could sort of like... Are you sick of these sound effects too? Hey, using only emojis, tell me how you feel about the fact that we live here now and that this is our entire life for the rest of existence. Like, the fact that you can't even drive in a straight line up the ramp without the physics of this encounter glitching is a little rough, is definitely not my favorite. And I also don't like that, like, if I manage to wedge myself such that I should be able to force my way through, the game uses some, like, sort of, like, weird physics hack to, like, just bounce me out of the way. That's interesting. I don't know what two lamps means as a reaction for Twitch, but you know what? I respect it. Oh boy. Hey, who wants to do Vasco a favor and look up if there's tips for finishing this so we don't spend our entire lives here? Like, I realize that the point is that if you bounce on a car, it stops working. I get that. But I don't know how to get the blue car anywhere near a ramp, or how to make the car control, like... Oh my god, just turn. Do you have a sense of how much effort it takes to turn the car? Because it's difficult to explain, but it's a lot. You know, there is someone who actually has This Is Fine, like, official, like, licensed This Is Fine as a, as an emote, and it's a Magic player. He, like, got permission from the person who did that comic to make it one of their emotes. Oh boy. Oh, they're Scotch glasses. That makes more sense. But they did look like lamps to me. If I could just push it over the ramp and then follow it. That sort of makes sense in theory, except I don't think my car has enough pushing power to do that. Oh, and now I'll never turn again. Oh, goodness. Can you hear at all how much I'm struggling to turn? I underestimated how much I was going to struggle with this. I really thought the other bad thing left in the game was going to take longer. But this is our real challenge. In order to push it over a ramp, I would have to be able to get above it at an angle. I don't know how that's possible. If it at least chased me a little bit outside of this area, I feel like that would be plausible. But like, if you hit it head on, you kind of just both bounce off each other. And if I do anything else, he just sort of rams me and then goes back into the corner. Like, serious question. Is there something obvious that you feel like I'm doing wrong here? Do you see me trying to do this and you're like, it's very obvious what the answer is. Here's what it is. Because I'm encouraging you to tell me what it is, if you can think of it. No matter how foolish it makes me look. Yeah, the blue car seems to have spider sense, or something resembling it, right? Also, good to see you, Anime. We live here now. This is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. I hope you're having fun there not doing this. Unless you're also playing this specific part of Full Throttle, in which case, I'm really sorry for you. Alright, well, I was trying to see if I could learn something about ramps or something by messing with green car, but that doesn't seem like that's helping. Have I tried hitting them? That is an interesting suggestion, Alcadius. Let's try hitting them. Like, even if just I could, like, have, like, a sparring match here, and then it would sort of back up near the ramp, that would give me a chance, but it just doesn't work. Like, how would I get it to do that? Like, it kind of goes in the corner, but it's not close enough that I can ramp onto it. You like how easy it is to drive in a straight line and maintain, like, your speed? I'm trying to hit the yellow one, but anytime I move near the yellow one, the blue one assaults me out of the way, and then, like, I just can't do it. And the game sort of establishes that if you drive off a ramp and onto one of these cars, the other car stops working. But I can't figure out how I'm supposed to get blue car to do that. It's like you just... The physics of this ramp is baffling. You drive in a straight line up it, and then you stop as though you've hit an invisible wall. There have been so many collisions that the game is failing to make driving sounds now. Oh man. This is happening. If the controls weren't so abysmal, it seems like it might be possible to drive around the blue car. But this is the best I've managed. This sort of thing, and then, like, the game has some, like, weird hack where it manages to force you out of the way, even if, like, physics would normally dictate that you could drive your car past. Yeah, it just really seems like it's supposed to be, like, stopping closer to the ramp or something. But if I can hit the front end of the yellow car, both of our cars will explode. And I'm wearing an asbestos suit, so I will just catch fire and not take damage and panic. Of course, the fact that I've been sitting in this car for 20 minutes in an asbestos suit means I have bigger problems than dying in an explosion. Is this physically possible? It must be, right? Like, there must be some way to beat this. My god, the turns! The controls are just so bad. I mean, this would be hard enough if the controls were good, but, like, the fact that you just can't, like, turn your car, it's exhausting, man. Yeah, the turn radius on blue car definitely seems better than what we're capable of. Which I think is a function of the bad controls that they've given us on purpose to make this seemingly pretty straightforward task more difficult. And it's frustrating also because, as I mentioned earlier, like, the person in the yellow car is supposed to want this to happen, so they should be making some effort to help me, but they're kind of just, like, doing a loop in the corner, being like, why isn't this working? As if they can't see the guy in the blue car just, like, absolutely harassing me. I lure him... Yeah, like, if I go far enough down that I could even try to push him on the ramp, it seems like he just backs up. Like, you see this? Like, oh, he butts into me, and then I back off so that I can sort of lure him down, and he just stops. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Oh my god. Do you see this? It's so bad. They just have so much more maneuverability than me. Yeah, like, I just, like, if he doesn't stop at the end of the ramp, I don't know how that works. I honestly remember him chasing you more. So at least if that worked, I'd be able to, like, lure him over to this ramp, but, like, he doesn't seem to come that far over. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, that car's been broken for a while. You don't need to make sound effect for that. I mean, it's like a little farther, I think, that you can jump off the other ramp, but, like, I don't know how to get him over there. Because, like, look at this. Like, he just doesn't go any further, like... He, like, only stays in that corner. But he doesn't go anywhere near the ramp unless he's actively bumping me out of the way, and then once he's done that, he, like, leaves. Like, I don't know how to do this. God, it's so bad. Here, hold on. We're going to... I'm gonna try looking up some guides for this, is what we're doing. I don't know what you thought we'd be doing tonight, but it's this. And let's turn off that idle music, because it's not great. How's everybody doing, chat? Are you having a good time? We live here in the Demolition Derby. It's really regrettable. Alright, full throttle. Demolition Derby. Like, that just, like, autofills, like, real quick. Like, real quick. And you could skip it with Shift V. That's interesting. Sure are a lot of things called Full Throttle that aren't Full Throttle, the LucasArts video game, huh? Hello, Haggis, how are you doing? In a moment, I'll show you where we live. It's not a great place to live, but we're there now. So we're trying to see if we can, left drive onto the ramp. Car will be disturbing you a lot. Fall from the ramp onto the brown car. Standing under it. No. What? Okay, we can try that. We can try that ridiculous thing. That is an option. Okay, so let's turn on the bad music real quick. Then back. And then you gonna pick it up? Oh, you are. Good work, Elgato. I'm proud of you. Just still be it. Got this up on Cheddar Bay Biscuits. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be proud of that. That just seems like you're doing good work over there. Okay, so here's what that guide was indicating we should try to do. Don't try to push blue car on ramp. Try to push orange car on ramp. Is this going to be an enormous hassle? Oh, you had better believe it. You had better believe that this will still be agonizing. But it might just work. Unfortunately, the controls are still akin to a monkey trying to pilot an aircraft while submerged in molasses. Okay. You thought this was good game design? LucasArts circa 1994/5, presumably. Here's my favorite part about this is how, like, absolutely, like, not immersive this is. Can you imagine if this was, you, like, paid money to go to a demolition derby and this is what you saw? Like, a yellow car just, like, in the corner, a blue car just, like, doing loops around it, a green car just having a good time, a red car that's just very confused, and an orange car that's just completely broken down. And what must it be like to be car number 11 right now, the driver of this vehicle? It's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I genuinely don't know. This part of this game is very broken.
Okay, Boom Boom Brothers. It's all over.
I like, my favorite part about that... My favorite part about that is that the game has to do that for you because the physics don't work.
Idiots.
Because I definitely wasn't going fast enough for that to work.
Do it.
But even if I did it at full speed, that still wouldn't have worked. Oh, and then it does that automatically too. Because it's an acknowledgement that the game mechanics are extremely bad and unpleasant to use. But we did it by looking at a guide on the internet and not by solving the puzzle.
That looks painful.
I'm proud of me.
Really should put 'em out right away, but what a show, huh? Oh, the humanity!
I mean, I really tried my best there and failed, and you know what? I'm proud of that.
Well, we should put 'em out, don't you think? Well,
No, it actually wants me to run around.
Avenger.
Ooh, let me lick the car.
This is your moment to shine.
I'm not putting my lips on that.
What about this one? Oh no, I can't interact with this one. What if I kick this car?
And the torch all in one.
No.
If I look at the car? What if I touch it?
Still no sign of Ms. Morley. Whew, what a pain threshold.
This is fine. Is this not what you guys do?
Still going. I guess the Avenger never heard of stop, drop, and roll, huh?
I don't actually know what ends this sequence. I kind of thought it was a cutscene at this point. Oh. Maybe I just walk out like nothing happened.
That's the way out, but I can't get through that door.
Well, there you go. Did they tell me this was going to happen? That I would catch a big
Well, folks, it looks
fire
like the party's
thing on
getting
fire?
a little out of hand. The stadium seems to be catching fire, but let's all remain calm and...
Everybody push harder. That's the only way to get out.
The derby's over. Run for your lives!
In fairness, that probably could have been a cutscene. I don't know that that was necessary. I'm not sure it's helping them to both be in that car.
Firefly while he's hot.
Look at him run.
I don't think I have control here. Now I have control. I think we're all a little bit confused about what's happening now, huh, Blue Car? And I got a tire iron. I mean, I have some of those leftover bunnies. I'm glad we didn't have to kill all of the bunnies. Alright, apparently that's all I had to do was jump off the car kind of close to the door and then run into the door. Nope, just kidding. Hey, wow, why is... It's really not necessary to be that loud, game. I would like to remind you right now at what the volume settings are like. These are the volume settings out of presumably 100%. We're at like 25-ish? And it's still, the game is very loud. I don't know why it's like this. Are we just gonna, do we just have to do a silent playthrough of the game? Feels like we're getting there. Alright, let's try something different. Oh, you gonna chase me? Oh.
What happened? Did you get him?
We finally got him, Bolus. That means Ripburger has to make us vice presidents now, like he promised, and give us 10,000 shares of stock each. Funny smell? What's that? The temperature light?
Well,
I
on
like
the
that there
bright
was
side,
no explosion
I just
sound
made
effect.
20,000 shares of stock. Time to start the shareholders meeting.
Where's the hardtail?
All over the floor, Mr. Avenger.
What? What happened to your deep sentimental attachment to your father's vintage bike?
Ben, it's
I mean,
just
she knows
a
how to put it
bike.
back
I
together
can
if
put
she
it back
wants
together
to.
in about a half an hour. That's assuming, of course, I can find that key.
Tell me about this key, it sounds plot relevant. Also, we no longer live in the Demolition Derby Stadium. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? Please, chat, express your admiration for this turn of events using only emojis.
What key are you talking about?
Key to my dad's safe. I remember he hid it somewhere on this bike, but I've looked everywhere and I can't find anything that even looks like a key.
Ooh, was there a welcome mat that was part of the motorcycle? It's usually under there. Here's quite the question. What are we in anyway?
What are we in, anyway?
It's a C-330 big mouth industrial cargo jumbo transport we fixed up. We want to get it rolling so we can take it to biker rallies.
You're going to try to fly this thing?
Rolling, Ben. Rolling. This baby's flying days are over, just like mine.
Wait, I should be smart enough to know why he would ask this. Wasn't launched from something, was she? We flew over a canyon on a hover bike.
How was your flight?
Well, there were some explosions during takeoff and I landed in a minefield, but other than that, it was fine.
I feel like we missed some context. Maybe if I ask the questions in the correct order, it'll make more sense.
What's in the safe that's so important?
My dad's will. I'm counting on him to tell the truth about me finally.
Why did he keep you a secret all these years?
He didn't want people to find out about my mom.
What's so bad about Mrs. Corley?
She wasn't my mom.
Ah,
We'll do it.
but how are we going to get in the factory?
In the back of the factory,
Mustaches.
there's a secret entrance that leads straight into Dad's office. He used to sneak me in so I could help him with his bike designs.
When
And
he
we'll
got
wear
too old to
mustaches.
do all the work himself?
Nah, this is back when I was 6.
Why, find said secret passage. Hello, Cotillion. You just missed our, hour-long stint at the Demolition Derby. It wasn't very fun. I hope you're having a nice
How
time.
do I find the secret passage?
Well, it's tricky. You have to wait for all the utility meters to turn black. Then you kick the wall in just the right spot, and you're in.
I feel like I almost did that accidentally last week.
How do I find the right spot to kick?
Dad just knew exactly where to kick it. But I remember that there was this big crack in the wall, and if I lined up that crack with my eye level and kicked the wall right in front of me, this weird portal would open up.
I'm fine, by the way.
I didn't
Thanks
die,
for asking.
Great, now help me find that key.
even though I was wearing an asbestos suit for what seemed like an hour. And then that asbestos suit caught fire.
Remember that time you tried to kill me?
Yeah, we really
Good
taught
times.
you a lesson. Get it?
I'll see what I can do.
Right.
Something I could interact with. Ooh, let me lick these. Hey, can I lick all the parts of your father's motorcycle?
I'm not putting my lips on that.
Spoil sport.
Nah, I think she has them in order.
Can I have one? Shoot, there
Hmm.
is something to this, isn't there? Hmm? Alright, well, we're gonna have to decode that
Here,
message.
Take the photos. I don't want them. Show them to someone important if you get a chance.
Oh, the photos of the murder. It's like, which photos? And can you imagine if I had this at 100% volume? This game's sound mixing is wild. It seems like that's the sort of thing you would take care of if you were doing a remaster of this game from 1995, but, you know, I know about stuff. Crack is like something I can like interact with, right? It's not that one.
Well, this must be Mo's wall. Don't see anything special about it, except for that crack she mentioned.
Missed it by this much, I think. If this is the right spot, who knows? Okay. Kick it. What's my find button? It's not space. Wait, what is my find button? Wait, space. What's my find button? Controls. Shift. Obviously, it's a button never used by any other game for this purpose. This sort of lined up at eye level. Did I just miss that window? I mean, I already tried this obvious-looking green ball one. Didn't seem to work. Not sure if he kicked it in the right place the last time everything lined up. I definitely tried. That was like the first one I tried when I came here. You must have seen me do that. It was like the first one. I feel like that wasn't my fault, because I definitely tried doing that. I'm glad not to be in the loud alleyway. I mean, that's a plus. Ooh, let me lick Corley's desk.
I'm not putting my lips on that.
He's just not as cool of a guy as I thought he was, you know?
Furniture moving? No. I'm not putting my lips on that. Very austere, no drawers. Furniture moving? No.
Would move it with his feet?
Now that's art. Out of reach. I'm not putting my lips on that.
Come on, it's art.
Out of reach.
Had so much trouble finding art before. Now we found it. Why don't you just put your lips on it? It's a very normal
Look at
thing
that
to do.
stadium burn. That's gonna take a bite out of the pension fund.
Let me open this window with my foot.
Shatterproof.
That's a real shame.
Thick glass.
I remember what one of these is off the top of my head. No, wait, two, I think. Remember what the third one is.
Looks like the meeting started.
Was not only an inspirational leader, but also a great personal friend. His loss affects us all deeply. Malcolm and I spoke often of the future. We talked of a day when Corley Motors would move beyond its humble beginnings into a new vehicular age. And although his tragic death took him from us sooner than anyone expected, Malcolm Corley's dream remains. And I shall carry out that dream in his memory. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you the future of Corley Motors. The Corley minivan.
God, it's worse than I feared.
Corley
Peas
was
and
right.
carrots.
I never dreamed it would actually come to minivans, though.
Hey, who are you? How long have you been there? Oh, security! Help! Security! What took you so long? He ran down the hallway. Move it.
Mavis must be seeing things.
Like how loud those footsteps are. This
Locked.
room. If I kicked it? Guess I can't because it has an arrow. Card reader. What if I licked the card
I'm
reader?
not putting my lips on that.
Okay.
I don't want to set off any alarms. I
don't think these photos are going to act as a security
These
pass.
need more exposure than that.
I climb up into this clearly open vent. I walk directly into what might be a
It's
security office. Everything other than the projector room.
Locked.
Huh?
Locked.
Unsurprisingly, that doesn't leave me with a lot of options. If I come back to here after having watched that whole cutscene, is there a way I can, like, talk to her? Or is it
Man,
always
that
going to be?
Ripburger can yap. Where does he get this crap? Ah! Help! Security!
Am I supposed to
It's that
commit
same
violence
guy, the
against this
big one.
projector lady?
Catch him this time, will ya?
This is gonna get old fast.
My internal monologue accidentally made it into the game as spoken dialogue. Weird. So, yes, as per usual, if you've been around the channel a while, you know that I play a lot of these adventure games, these point-and-click style puzzle games. And I've said before that there is a typical pattern to them, which is that they fall apart in the third act. And while I genuinely don't think that this game is as bad as many of them in that respect. I mean, some of these puzzles are... I mean, they're not great. There's like a minute where like she
Check
doesn't
out that
spot
double
me.
chin. What a stuffed shirt. Ah! Help!
It's
Security!
not a long window, but I can like try to do something.
Why can't you catch that guy? Donuts weighing you down?
I mean, I guess I'm gonna try violence. I don't
That
feel like
woman
that
needs
should
some
be the
sleep.
solution to this puzzle, but it might just work.
Jeez, my feet are killing me. When's this thing gonna end? Ah! He was in here again. Are you even looking?
Maybe she's just lonely.
It seemed like it'd be easier for everyone if that was the case, if she just asked you to stay in the room.
Furniture moving? No.
And don't they hear me walking? Echo is unbearable. Double check. I'm not missing a hotspot here, right? It's just the card reader and the rooms you can go into, and I don't... Maybe I could tire iron the card reader or something?
It's meant for nuts.
Sounds like the slogan of some unpopular cereal brand.
Blah, blah, blah. I sure miss old Corley. Ah! I could be dead by now with all your protection.
I wonder if this could be Mavis's way of getting my attention.
I like to think that we're not struggling with this puzzle so much as we're playing Cupid, you know? You know what I mean? Here's what I'm gonna do. Well, couple things to try.
Ah!
That was weird. I didn't even
Don't
actually
look at me
trigger
like
anything.
that.
Hey, I wonder if she's got a thing for me.
Missing something in this room? Apparently so. Oh, it's the floor save. It's not helpful to me at the moment. But I can do this. Not bad, right? Recollection is something points me to some part of the car, or the disassembled bike rather, and then I plug that into the safe, and that's the key. There's not literally a key as she's looking for. I don't think I'm supposed to trial and error, but maybe I am.
I'm not putting my lips on that.
Luckily that door is open forever now, which
I don't walk.
feels like that shouldn't be how that goes. This feels like this could easily have been a quality of life upgrade, where if I say that I want to take the bike path, he just gets on the bike automatically. All have to be numbers. I should have paid more attention to how many numbers were required. But that leaves us with most likely these two. 89767 or 154492. It seems more likely to. 492. Leave this screen. There it is. Knowing how many screens I'll have to go to even try that. Also, this animation.
There's some sort of card.
Oh, there we go.
I sure hope that's Corley's will.
Ah, a tape. That's how you know that this video game made about hover bikes and quasi-futuristic technology was made in the 90s. That the will was on an actual videotape. Hashtag dating this video game. Totally, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Does that even fit in a tweet? That's a lot of words.
Cool.
Cool indeed. Wow, that's some really good muttering. I really enjoy that.
Preservation of the status quo.
Oh, that's what you want to hear during your corporate pitch meeting. That's what I want.
What you see before you right now
So I've stopped the motion of the video and then turned up the intensity of the projector to burn through the film.
Oh, perfect.
This is a disaster.
You're telling me we're gonna have some major downtime here. Why don't you tell a
Why
joke
does he
or
have a
something?
screen that leads directly to that room
I
on his
can
podium?
make jokes. You know, this reminds me of an amusing anecdote.
Instead of advancing the plot, I would love to just hear him attempt to smooth this over for the next, like, 10 minutes.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Now I can go in here. It means I can place my photos on this thing? This what it was drawing them from?
Now,
Oh, and it puts
this
the tape
next
out there.
slide shows our new, more aggressive corporate strategy.
That strategy is a little aggressive.
Hello there. If you're hearing this, I must have croaked. Well, people gotta move on, you know, and make room for other people. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. I've made room for someone else to take my place at Corley Motors. And it ain't that embezzling crook Adrian Ripburger. Rip, you don't belong at the head of my company. You belong in jail.
What, just because of the murder? Come on.
I let that man talk me into far too many things. Like keeping my daughter a secret. He was wrong. I was wrong. I should have stood by her. I hope, Maureen, that you forgive me. And that you take over Corley Motors and run it however you see fit. All right, that's enough. How do I turn this damn thing off?
I hope that the tape keeps running for a while because he couldn't figure it out.
From one of Malcolm's psychiatric sessions.
He's really nailing
suffered
this.
Many paranoid delusions. He was haunted by.
Wait, how is she in the auditorium? She was literally.
And here's one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maureen Corley, and do I have a heck of a story for you? By the time I'm
We
done,
just left her in
you'll
an
see
airplane
why
on the other side of a
this man
minefield.
should be in jail. Hey, where'd he hobble off to?
Uh-oh. There he goes.
And then he
Do
sent
love
his
that man's
goons
run
after
cycle.
me.
Run, Ripburger. When it's time to find you, we'll just follow the shiny trail.
Yes, of course we'll have daycare facilities. Any other questions? Oh, speak of the devil. Come over here, Ben.
Hi, I need to go commit a murder.
Finally where we were meant to be all along.
So, after we pick up your bike, we'll go get my gang out of jail.
And then find out why my gang never showed up to help us.
Do you like the sound mixing where it's been extremely loud for the past hour and a half and now it's barely audible?
Don't complain.
I agree,
You're
Kataya,
going
not
to be
enough
rich.
tailpipes.
At this point, I'd settle for just a little peace and quiet.
Ooh, about that, though. Oh my god, this audio mixing is unforgivable.
She interrupted my speech then. She really shouldn't have.
It's so quiet now. Why is it like this? Remember that giant
Can't you
plane
make
that we
this
were
damn
inside?
thing go any faster?
Okay, so let's go ahead and try and tweak those audio settings again, huh? What is, like, sound effects, like, a little higher? Honestly, I don't think I need music any louder than it is. What's that like? Can I talk? Can I talk? Oh, okay, he's got a gun there and also guns on the front of the car.
I'm not putting my lips on that. I'm not putting my lips on that.
Kick my bike.
If I touched it, it would fall off. I'm not putting my lips on that.
I think I might have upped that voice volume a little much. Would be nice if people put effort into doing this themselves when they make the game, but realized this was based on an older game that I guess we didn't prioritize this element. So, we start by opening this panel here? Is that right? Aren't we standing... We're like crouched directly in front of the machine guns he fired at us earlier. I feel like we shouldn't be here. Ooh, let me lick the fan.
I'm not putting my lips on that.
Fine. What if I punch it?
Don't think so.
Okay, what if I jam this tire iron? Oh. And thus I welcome you all
Let me
to
try
the
that
end
again.
game. This is the thing about Full Throttle, is that this is the end of the game. And we're gonna live here for a while. Because it's on a pretty strict time limit, and there's like a lot of trial and error to get through this. So buckle up. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as the Demolition Derby, but we're gonna be here a while. And the button to skip cutscene is what, period?
We'll go get my gang out of jail.
And then find out why my gang never showed up to...
What's the cutscene skip button? Backspace. It's different than the skip dialogue button. That's not confusing.
Help us.
Don't complain. You're going.
Okay, and now we're here. So, tire iron? Check. Think I want tire iron again to sort of jam the fan, if that's right?
It's meant for nuts.
No. Chain?
I'm saving that chain for my friends on the old... No.
Oh, I can...
I can't. That fan's like a big meat grinder.
Well, that's why I told you to jam something in it, you idiot. Oh.
Pretty small.
I mean, pretty small. What is that even... What are you talking about?
I'm saving that chain for my friends on the old mine. If I touched it, it would fall off. It's meant for nuts. If I touched it, Fun.
Well, it didn't do anything other than give me an achievement, but was able to use that item there.
I can't.
Was able to use those things together. Yeah, we're gonna be here a minute. I don't know why. I don't have that many items to work with, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do to stop the fan.
Let me try that again.
Definitely feels like we could just start from, like, here. Seems like a logical place to start. Let's try... Look at. Will you just tell me how to solve
That
it?
fan's like a big meat grinder.
No, you will not.
No. I can't. That fan's like a...
So...
It's meant for nuts.
Can't disassemble the bike or, like, pull something meaningful off of it. Yeah, I mean, the hotspots are pretty much where I expect them to be.
If I touched it, it would fall off. Can't reach it.
No,
Can't reach it.
Just reach it with your long arms or something. Wait a minute, when I did that, did he change physical size? He like shrinks at the end of that animation.
I can't. That fan's like a big meat grinder. I'm not putting my lips on that.
You know, it might just solve our problems if you did, though. I don't, here's the thing. I don't mind the reset. I do feel like it should just, I feel like it should just start you actually at the start of it. That feels like that's just a problem.
If I touched it, it would fall off. If I touched it...
Seems like the only way through is the fan, but I don't feel like any of the things that I can do stop the fan.
I'm saving that. Pretty small.
I don't know what pretty small means in this context.
Nothing.
I don't know why he just says that.
It's meant for nuts. I hate seeing her like this. If I touched...
Alright, Chad, help me out. What's the thing? What am I doing that's stupid?
No.
Must be missing something,
Pretty
right?
small. I'm saving that chain for my friends on the old mine road.
I like that he recites the whole line before it kicks back to this animation of us exploding at the bottom of a gorge.
Oh, let me try that again.
Hey, remember that time we were contemplating how someone thought that the Demolition Derby was a great game design? You combine items. Oh. There's actually any point in this game where you do. It doesn't look like it can combine the relevant ones. I don't think
saving that chain for my friends on
it's
the
not
old
a guarantee
mine
that
road.
you have a rabbit at this point in the game, so it shouldn't actually be a solution to anything.
Pretty small. Don't think so.
Really don't
If
feel
I
like
touched it, it would fall off.
I don't think I can reach the wires.
Can't
like,
reach it.
If I tried
Can't
just like
reach it.
interacting directly, he says that. I think the point is I'm
Can't
supposed to
reach it.
crawl through the engine and get back there,
I'm saving that
but I'm
chain.
clearly missing some intermediate step here. And I don't know what it is. I mean, shift indicates all I can interact with are wires, panel, bike, and like...
No.
Wait, let me try something. Let me try something after I...
Let me try that again.
I think I might have remembered something.
Don't think so. It's meant for nuts.
Just like pry it open so he can't just put it back down. Why would anyone design this to work this way, by the way? What is this panel for?
I can't. That fan's like a big meat grinder.
It's a time thing.
So.
It's a time thing within a
Don't
time
think so.
thing. No, just literally do the same thing you've done like 4 times in a row. Wow, it is just really not. It's not picking up on my clicks at all, huh? Oh, this is good. This is good.
My cane!
You'll need more than a cane when I'm through with you, Ripburger.
Yeah, I used the cane, but I'm definitely gonna hit the gorge first.
Ooh.
Cool. I have no idea why
Budge.
someone would make like a hood flap that works that way.
I'd rather he didn't know I was back here.
When we probably shouldn't do anything at all, huh?
No.
I don't feel like any of my tools are particularly good at this.
I don't see a nut anywhere on that. I'm not putting my lips on that. No.
Why are there so many fuel lines on this vehicle? How are like all like 4 of these giant cables fuel lines?
Won't budge.
Why do they all look different?
Won't budge. I'd rather he didn't know I was back here. I'd rather he didn't know I was back here.
I mean, couldn't I just like render him unconscious or something? For some reason I would want to be on the front. I don't know why that's an option.
I'd rather he didn't know I was back here.
Right? I feel like the only things I can interact with are the fuel lines. But it doesn't seem like any of them do anything.
Won't budge.
The one that seemed to move the most was like this one on the end. Seems to like spray some amount of fuel out of it when I just like interact with it. Oh, that one has a nut that just... okay.
Ha! No one sneaks up on me from behind.
Alright, stage 1 complete. Now we live here. How much control does he have over those guns? Well,
I thought you said this thing couldn't move.
I said it couldn't fly. I never said it couldn't taxi.
Well, flying would be nice since we're headed for the gorge.
It was actually made quite
You're going to kill all
explicitly
of us.
clear that it could drive.
Ben, don't ruin the ending.
How do you stop this thing?
From the cockpit.
Why don't I just go over there and climb the ladder?
Ah!
Careful, Ben.
Does it? Wow, okay. I can actually just
So
like
much
dodge
for the
those
controls.
bullets like
I could have
Neo.
used those.
Control systems. Let's see. How about in-flight? No. Ooh, let's turn on entertainment. Let's play. Hey, let's play a game. Oh, the game system is not responding. I don't know why the pilot would have that. Emergency. Control loss. Brake systems. Emergency brakes. Both brakes. Yes. Wow, that's a lot of menu digging to be told that that doesn't work. Take off. Acceleration? I don't feel like I want any... I thought maybe there would be a stop acceleration process. Pilot off? Yeah, that one doesn't work. Ooh, there's a self-destruct button. So look, we changed the future. Now we explode in the giant bird. All of us.
Damn.
All of us
Let me
die.
try that again.
Okay. Climb the ladder. Fail to do so, and then climb the ladder again. Oh no! It just lets me do it now. Let's try that self-destruct. Code prefix. Toast adobe. Salmon. Darn. Landing. Runway landing? Manual controls? No. Landing controls feel like they would make sense to some extent. Ditch aircraft. Crash instruction. Nope, that one isn't it. None of those seem helpful. Water landing. We could deploy life vests, and then we could all try to land in the river. Think that's a river.
Let me try that again.
Skip that. Go ahead and climb. Not sure why he doesn't try to shoot me anymore, or why he shot me the first time, if that is the case. Hit the button. Try to navigate the computer. Wanted landing, water landing. Inflate rafts? Cockpit seems like it could be useful, but I'm not really sure what that would do, to be honest. Take off. Gear check?
Here goes nothing.
Is this helping? Let's find out.
Ben, what did you do?
Man, everyone has such sick ups in this game. They should all play Resonance of Fate together. Alright, that's phase 2, is literally just finding the landing gear command in the computer, because I remembered that being the solution to that, because it didn't make sense to me originally.
Are you alive?
I am, but I don't know about Ripburger.
I can see him. He's out cold. Climb back here quick.
Okay, I'll do that.
Careful, Ben.
I'm taking you and your friends with me, Ben.
All you're taking is the wrong kind of medication.
I go into the vehicle and... Oh, I remember what to do. More computer nonsense. Fuel leak. Yeah. This vehicle has been reported as stolen. Fence menu. Machine guns. Control. System off. He was being held up by the machine gun. He's no longer being held up by the machine gun.
Well, that answers that.
That's not a very good zinger. I don't exactly know how that's meant to apply here.
Wait, come back! We need your weight in the plane!
I have to save my motorcycle, right? Victory broom! That looked pretty epic, in fairness.
Life was a game to him, and he played it by his own rules. He was a mystery to most of us, and yet an inspiration to us all. He gave us freedom
We're not dead,
gave
in
us
case you
power.
somehow thought that
He gave us
happened from us
wings.
getting off the plane intact.
He gave us wheels. Thank you, Malcolm Corley, for giving us a dream that will never die.
So,
So,
maybe we could do lunch sometime next week.
yeah, sure. Lunch sounds great.
Things aren't gonna change, are they, Ben? I mean, just because I'm in charge of the company now, and living in a mansion and riding around in limos, that doesn't mean we won't spend a lot of time together, does it?
I mean, literally the only
Mo,
time that we've
you're in a
spent together so
different league
far
now.
is
You shouldn't
getting
be
you into
hanging
that
out with the
position.
likes of me anymore.
But Ben, just a second. Hello? What? No, that's crazy. Is he nuts? Look, move the meeting up to 5 and tell the plant foreman that I'm coming over personally to inspect those parts. I know, that's what I told him. Excuse me, what was that last part? No, that alloy was flawed to begin with. Uh-huh, yeah, good, great.
You see, the problem with that romance is that Ben was already married to life on the road. But anyway, that is Full Throttle. I'll be interested to get some opinions from chat. They've been a little bit quiet as we've completed some of these baffling last-minute puzzles. True, and she to her toasters. And you know what? That's just fine. We don't all have to end up in, like, typical relationships. Here's a question. Just for the road, let's go ahead and adjust that volume one last time, huh? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like, I don't know. This game isn't great, to be honest, but I've always had kind of a soft spot for it. The story is just weird, which, like, maybe is part of why I liked it so much, but, I also appreciate that there's some, like, really weird puzzle solving in this game, too, which, you know, adds to its difficulty to some extent. But as is typical with these point-and-click adventure games, at a certain point, the story, everything kind of just falls apart, right? Like, pretty much once you're at the point we started this stream at, things, like, really just sort of go off the rails. You have to, like, make your way through the minefield, and that's one of the last, like, reasonable puzzles in the game. You have to, like, just sort of intuit the way the key works for the safe. You know, there's that whole ending sequence, which takes longer if you don't remember yet, because it's just, like, a lot of trial and error, especially that second part, where there's just so many submenus on that computer. Hi, Caxi, or... Is it Caxips or CaxiPS? Caxi sounds right, but you'll never guess correct. Now, we've just completed Full Throttle Remaster, and I was going over some thoughts here. Does have Mark Hamill, does have, the name is escaping me, but the voice actor who plays Brain from Pinky and the Brain is one of those lackeys that works for Mark Hamill. It's a pretty good cast. I like the guy who plays Corley, too. I like Maureen's actress. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I've always liked this game more than it probably deserved, but I do like Full Throttle. I do, one of the things I appreciate is that the hero is just not conventional, and I do actually kind of like that this game very specifically eschews the relationship at the end, where, like, it seems like it'd be really easy to do that, and, you know, it's probably what the players want to some extent after, like, following through the story, and, like, Maureen and Ben both being kind of likable characters, even if they're a little shallow. But like, yeah, I mean, it feels very honest that Ben wouldn't want to settle down and that he would think that she's too good for him. I mean, they're probably getting that lunch, but is it going to lead to anything? Oh man. But yeah, I mean, it's not too much to say. It's a pretty self-contained story. The story itself is pretty wild, as I've tried to summarize it a few times for people who showed up late to the stream, and it's just kind of a lot. Man, the credits still contain the boot disc maker. That's okay, and the demo launcher. Wow, 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 wow. These are some '90s credits, huh? I don't know. What did people think of this? I mean, I think it's definitely a game that's more style over substance, right? Like I like the weird unconventional world that it presents and some of the quirky like interface stuff more than I necessarily like the actual puzzles in a lot of the game. It's not the worst in terms of like inexplicable puzzle logic, but there's some real weird stuff in the game too for sure. It definitely helps that I played this game enough that I remembered like a lot of it. Sometimes when I revisit these games, it's been long enough that like I don't remember everything, and I certainly didn't remember everything. Like the demolition derby, that was the time. That's definitely I would say that's the worst part of the game by a pretty wide margin. I know, like I said, a lot of people didn't like the combat system. It's not particularly detailed. It's weird. Game gets a solid toaster out of 10 from Sarah, and you'd put your lips on that. The toaster, I presume. So that is to say, it's like it's a nice toaster out of 10. Yeah, I mean that ending's a little weird. I feel like that ending works. I don't know. You know what? I feel like that ending, that end sequence where like it can sort of time out and like kick you back and make you watch the cutscene again. For one, I feel like this genre as a whole had already moved past that. Like I feel like that was like an outdated way of trying to do that conclusion to the game. But I feel like it's a really good example of why video games have certain conceits. Line supervisor. Yeah, man, these credits are good, aren't they? That's why I'm letting them roll. I could just go full screen, but why? But like, you know, sometimes people will like play video games and they'll be like, "Oh, like why even bother like mentioning these stakes because like I know that the world isn't going to explode before I reach the final boss's cave and have a boss fight with him or whatever." But I feel like the reason is the alternative is to do this thing where like the game just sort of ends and then it's like, oh well, you just have to replay it again, and it doesn't. It's realistic, I guess, but it doesn't really help anything, does it? I mean, you're still just playing the same thing again. It's not any different. So like, why make you play the whole sequence again and skip the cutscene multiple times? Yeah, I don't know. I forget how much I went into it in the last stream, but I did. I played the demo back in the day, and the demo was focused around the section of the game where you have to get the ramp from the cave fish in order to jump the gorge. And so like, I feel like there's something about that whole segment that really drew me in. I think that's one of the stronger portions of the game. Like the various tasks you have to accomplish sort of individually make sense and you have to work through them. The trickiest part there is probably either figuring out that you have to like get the hover engine out of the hover car, or you have to find the cave. But like I feel like those are both pretty reasonable puzzles. The one is tough just because the world never really explains how one would obtain a hover engine, or that you could just pry the fender off a hover car and steal it and then just attach it to the bike. There's just some world building lapse there that doesn't make that clear. And the cave thing is a multi-step process where you have to go through the fight thing and get the goggles and then figure out how to use the goggles, because even like remembering that part of the game, I struggled with that, as you may recall. Oh, and these people in the credits, they supported the general coolness. That's good. Good on these people. Chris Hockabout, that's a fun name. And then these people, these ones right here, they whined about not being in the credits. These are some good credits. These really are. Unspecified Wrangling, that's a good title. Oh, and have we finally made it to special thanks? Special thanks and soundtrack and like all the various organizational seals tend to be at the tail end of movie credits, if you're not deeply familiar with those. Hey, Fabio gets a special thanks. Do you think it's the Fabio? Do you think it's the 40 specially trained llamas? I really hope you've been paying attention to the screen. I'm intrigued by Tom Kun custom yo-yos getting a credit in this game. That's a thing. Oh, hey, look, Mom, you're in the credits. Hi, Mom. Oh, there's a Wonder Lizard? Wow. I mean, they had quite the staff working on this game. Like, it's not a perfect game, but, you know, I feel like all these people came together and made a pretty good product. Oh, and the team would like to thank the following cats. Chuck, R.I.P. F's in chat for Chuck, Dandelion, Eartha and Pumpkin, Frida, Indy, Hobbs, Monkey, Trouble, Smidgen, Whisper, R.I.P. Whisper. He would like to thank no cats and does not endorse cat ownership. Well, there you go. Oh, and hey, look here, it's the special biker haiku section of the credits. Farfighters left out. Moths tangle with orange hot flame. My nose thrice broken. Splitting lanes at rush. Beamer tries for a cutoff. Taste my righteous chain. Booming thunder rolls. Clutch release throttle open. Red smear on pavement. Wet grease on the road. Makes me laugh as my buddy slides under a truck. On the road for days. 2 wheels, an engine, and me. I don't brush my teeth. Sky covers the land. Dark goggles cover my eyes. Speed covers my tracks. Road rises upward. Forehead smiles for the pavement. Cranium tastes bad. Emmett drops a load. Green crap coats the road like snow. Just take a little. Todd doesn't like you. Bang on door but say nothing. Can you not talk, hen? Whiff in the asphalt. Hot leather. Shiny metal. See, I am manly. My male fantasy. Now a profit-making game. Maybe I'll get chicks. The end. So yeah, this is a game that I wanted to play on stream for a while. And, you know, like I said, this whole time I've known that this game is, you know, it's okay. Whoa, wait a minute. Can we... We're gonna need that music back, I think. I forgot about this. Settings. Volume. Music. Back. Resume. No, I thought it played the... like, Ride of the Valkyries again. Take a minute? Yeah, because, like, more of them come, right? Well, I failed to turn the music on. So just in case you were worried that our efforts had killed all the rabbits, don't worry. There's lots of value packs left in the world. And there's no minefield this time. You missed the little LucasArts, man. I know, right, Haggis? I miss him too. And that, my friends, has been Full Throttle Remastered. Yeah, like I said, this is a game I wanted to play on stream for a while just because it was don't know if it's quite right to say that it was a favorite growing up, but it's one I've always been partial to, even though I've known pretty much since first playing it that it's kind of mediocre. But like I like that it's like a short and sweet one, which was helpful to me actually being able to finish it as a kid because like I just struggled with really long games. I'd kind of like lose interest in them, and some of the shorter ones like on NES were just simply too difficult for me to be able to complete. Um, but yeah, I like the style. I like the characters. It's a little simple, and some of the puzzles are bad, but like, I mean, that kind of describes a lot of adventure games, and I've always just been a fan of the genre. So I don't know. For some reason, I've always been willing to make some allowances for this one. I enjoy it. I hope that you have too. Um, I think that we'll probably fit in some bonus Dorf Romantic here for you watching live. But for those of you watching my Full Throttle playthrough on YouTube, I think it is only right and just to locate the secret Squirtle. So I'm going to give chat a minute to catch up and try and consider where I might have hidden a secret Squirtle. Or somewhere on the couch behind me, I've hidden one. And if you can see a Squirtle, it's obviously not a secret. But the very act of locating a secret Squirtle is an omen of good luck in the week to come. Probably because he's going to tell you some secret about what's going to happen. But yeah, I think those credits sort of exemplify... The game has a pretty fun sense of humor. It's not an outright comedy game, but like... I think it understands that the choice of subject matter of like the really gruff biker gang guy trying to solve these like adventure game style puzzles that are typically considered kind of nerdy is like a weird juxtaposition and pokes like a suitable amount of fun at all the weird stuff he does. I do sort of wish that the game let you put your mouth on more things, which I realize is an insane thing to say. But like I think it's just I think the graphical interface with the like the skull and the hand and the boot is like really fun, and I just don't feel like you got to do enough with mouth. I mean, you could talk to characters with it, and you siphon gas that one time, but I really thought there were like one or two other things you could do with it, but I think that's it, right? Am I forgetting one since we've done the whole thing? Nivius gets me. More mouth touching would be good. I mean, especially since they don't kiss in the end. And I don't have a problem with that. But I feel like this game just needed more mouth touching. Alright, one final pause to see if people have any other guesses where I've hidden a Squirtle on the couch behind me. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we'll play some more Dorf Romantic, or, you know, if people have other preferences, we'll go over stuff. But we'll play something a little bit to round out the stream here for those watching live. That may or may not make it onto YouTube, I don't know. I see some Pusheen behind the Pokeballs, behind Ceratops. I assume by Triceraboy you mean Ceratops, even though canonically my stuffed dinosaurs are Ceratops, the female Triceratops, and Gregosaurus, the male Stegosaurus. Alright, I will try to catch any last minute guesses, but let's go take a look, shall we? Okay, so last night, you may recall, if you were here and watching, that a secret Squirtle was located behind Have I Done It Again? No, sadly I have not. Dead. You located a Ninja Turtle. Got Ninja. Find Ceratops, the Triceratops, was this tiny sleeping Eevee. Oh, thank you, Miss Toasty, for those bits. Now, don't worry, we'll be streaming a little more, but since we wrapped up the game that we were playing last week, I wanted to show off Squirtle. But we'll pick up in a minute. Thank you so much for those bits. I get... There it is. So unfortunately, Haggis, no secret Squirtle for you this time. Sarah thought that Squirtle was hiding behind this pile of Pokeballs. That's where I've hidden by Anime Winnie the Pooh. So, unfortunately, yet again, not. So, where does that leave us? I'll tell you that Haggis was quite close because heading behind Greggysaurus the Stegosaurus, that was the location of our secret Squirtle. Thank you so much to Demolition in chat for gifting subs to those of us joining late. I know, so close, Haggis. I really had to really had to make sure I had your guess right before revealing. But yeah, I think that will do it for our trip down memory lane with Full Throttle. Thanks to everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed pretty much an hour spent in the Demolition Derby and then speed running the rest of the game to the best of my ability. We'll be back next week. As I was saying yesterday, I haven't decided what we'll stream for the last week, maybe for the year. I don't know that I'll have time around New Year's, and I definitely won't around Christmas. They're both sort of centered on the weekends. But we might try to fit in some more Winter More Tactics Club. There's a couple other games might start before the end of the year. I don't know. We'll talk about it maybe during the remainder of the stream. But for now, you can join me most Fridays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific if you want to watch live. We'll be starting some new stuff in the new year for sure. Definitely have some more Winter More Tactics Club in the immediate future. What else will fit in before the end of the year? Not totally sure, but stay tuned. We'll work it out. Thanks again for everybody for being here. Thanks for being you. Hope to see you again soon. Signing off for our YouTube VOD of Full Throttle is VascoDaGamer. And for those watching live, Dwarf Romantic. Get ready. Very exciting.